What's up guys, and welcome to another review. Today we're looking at the brand new T350 irons from Titleist and how they compare with the T300s from 2021. In this video we're going to look at our first impressions of both irons, their key features, lofts and specs, and which one we recommend buying and for who. As always, thanks for watching the video, and if you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. T300 irons were released by Titleist in 2021 as a game improvement iron. They weren't the most forgiving in the range, that was the T400s, but they do offer more control, precision and higher spin rates than the T400s. These irons are long, stable and forgiving, and you could get a good deal on these already second hand on a site like secondswing.com. The T350 irons from Titleist have just been released in 2023, and they sit in between the old T300s and the T400s in terms of distance and forgiveness. We now have dual tungsten included, which is going to increase the forgiveness on off-center shots. We've got a more slick design, which has been brought in line with the T200s, and the max impact sits a little bit higher for more distance. And the results of all the improvements in the T350s is that we've got a little bit less spin, we've got a higher ball flight, and we've got more distance despite all the lofts being the same as the T300s. And these ones also come with a more powerful sound and more stability, although we did notice a few more of our shots having a bit of a slicing action with the T350s. So the T300s are a really strong game improvement iron into 2023, and the key features of these irons is they introduce new chrome plating which makes the irons look better, but it also gives a longer lasting finish and excellent shelf appeal, making these a great second-hand option. They introduced the max impact technology, which was deeply integrated with the tungsten weighting, and that gives a better energy transfer between the club and the ball, increasing distance and consistency. The amount of tungsten weighting was increased by 40%, which allows for a lot more forgiveness on off-center shots. So we've got slightly lower lofts on the T300s, but the spin rates are still in the high 5000s, so we get a lot of stopping power on the greens with the extra distance from the previous generation. These clubs also look great at address, so when you're lining up for the shot, the profile looks good behind the ball. They don't look too thick and chunky like a game improvement iron. They will look good in the bag, and these are going to be a great option for mid to high handicappers. The T350s introduce a hollow body construction which is inspired by the T200s, and these really look great at address. Although they are quite chunky and very forgiving, they still look good behind the ball, and the multi-material hollow body design makes the clubs more forgiving, and it gives you that perfect blend of distance and player's feel. The max impact technology is a little higher in the face in the T350s as opposed to the T300s, and that's also going to bring the spin rates down a bit, but it's going to offer a little bit more distance. And Titleist have teamed up with the Vokey wedge team to give a variable bounce sole, which is going to cut through the turf a lot better, and it's going to improve the feel and consistency of the clubs. We've also got more dense and this time dual tungsten weighting. So the dual tungsten weighting allows for a more precise CG placement, and that's going to give us more forgiveness, especially on off-center shots. And we've also got a forged face included now, which is going to give optimal distance, good energy transfer between the ball and the club, and we're going to get higher launch angles. So the spin is down, but the ball's flying higher, so it's still going to stop very well on the greens. And these ones are quite expensive. You're looking at about $1,700 for the full set, and that's partly due to the new features and partly due to all the inflation we've seen in the world in the last couple of years. So we're going to give these an overall score of 94 out of 100. So we can see that the lofts between the clubs are the exact same for the T300s and the T350s, and the T350 irons are going to be longer, they're going to launch higher, but they're going to have lower spin rates, so not as much workability and stopping power on the greens. So which irons should you go for? And for us there is a clear winner. Both irons are exceptional even though they've been released in different years and generations. The T300s are more player friendly with higher spin rates and more workability, and you're also getting that premium Titleist performance. For us, Titleist are the best brand on the market. And the T350s take a lot of inspiration from the T200s. They look sleeker even though they offer more distance and more forgiveness than the T300s. They've got a really nice look at address and a lot of shelf appeal. The T350s have less spin but with a higher ball flight, so you should still get the stopping power on the greens. And one issue that we saw with the T350s was that we were getting a slice more often with the T350s than we would with the T300s. The 350s will suit a higher handicapper more than the T300s, but if you're just getting into the game, the T300s are still a very solid option because you can pick them up for $500 or $600 secondhand on secondswing.com. And the T350s also cost a lot more new due to all the inflation over the past couple of years. So for a beginner to fork out almost $2,000 for a set of irons is going to be quite high for a lot of people. So the T300s are the winner for us due to the lower price point, and you can also stay with the T300s well into the mid-handicap range. You're getting the higher spin rates and workability, and as I say, a better price. And the T350s are going to be great for high handicappers with a big budget. And there's also plenty of other options on the market, both new and second hand. So the best thing to do is to go for a fitting, a set of irons that will suit your game perfectly, and then try to pick something as similar as possible up second hand for like half the price. So that concludes our review for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.